Good morning, chemistry students. My name is Mr. Adam. This is chemistry. Today is the 2nd of April. It is a Thursday and it is a day one. So, hi everybody. It's good to see you all today. So we're at Thursday. We're almost through our first full week of online learning. So after tomorrow, we get to rest up and relax a little bit, go back to not thinking about school, and then we'll come back the next week and pick up where we left off. So you should all be hearing about the plan for school for the upcoming weeks sometime today. So I'll let administration take care of that and talk about what's going to be happening, but there is a plan for what's going on next week and beyond that. So plan to hear about that today. And after you hear about that, that'll kind of set the pace, set the path for what we're going to be doing next week for how things are going to run. Still plan on seeing you every day, giving you a nice little greeting and a video. So look forward to that message today. So a quick announcement. I've been getting a lot of requests and questions about doing some sort of online in-person, quote unquote, in-person meeting where we all get to see each other. So tomorrow, on Friday, we're going to have our first live class meetings. So I've been getting a lot of those requests. So I've decided to host those tomorrow on Friday to kind of wrap up the week and just see each other for a little bit. To keep it as much like our classes as possible. We're going to have a short meeting / chat / hangout for each class tomorrow. So second period will be with second period students at a certain time. Third period will be with third period students, etc., etc. And I'll ask, obviously, that if you're not in those periods, you not be there. Where was I? Oh, I want to emphasize that those meetings are by no means mandatory, right? You do not have to show up and you don't have to participate if you don't want to. You don't have to stay the whole time, and you will not lose out on anything if you don't make it. It's not worth any points. It's just kind of an opportunity to get together and chat and just kind of catch up with everybody and feel like we have a little bit of a normal class again. So, let's see. So with that being said, our meeting times for tomorrow for all the periods are listed here, and it's backwards, but that's okay. So for second period, it'll be from 1:30 to 1:55 tomorrow afternoon. For third period, it'll be from 2 o'clock to 2:25 tomorrow. For fifth period, it will be from 2:30 to 2:55, and from eighth period, it'll be from 3 o'clock to 3:25. So about 25 minutes for periods. And then about 5 minutes in between to let me kind of transition and set up the next meeting. So if you can show up to those and say hi, please do. It'll be more fun with the more people that we have, and it'll feel more like some of our old normal classes. And if I can get things together, I do plan on holding a short lesson tomorrow that's really more of a demonstration for each class. It's somewhat related to what we're learning, but it's somewhat just for fun. So if I can get the materials together for that, which I'd love to do, we'll do that tomorrow. I can't promise I'll get that together in time, but I will try. And if I don't get it by tomorrow, we'll do it the next week for some sort of demonstration. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Look forward to that. Please try to show up if you can. We'd love to see you. Yeah. Today's lesson is lesson 2.2 on structural formulas, part 2. So this is going to be reading the notes and taking the Google quiz. For any of you who have been worried about participation and things marked late or not turned in, again, with Google Classroom, I don't control those notifications that it's late or not turned in, and I don't mark anything. If you mark that it's done or complete, then that counts as in Google Classroom as completing it, but I only care that you get the Google form and the Google Sheet done, the Google form. So if you get that done, I look at that and I check that you've participated in, and that should be on dashboard as a check right now that you completed that for part 2. For part 1, if you went through part 2, I assume you completed it as well. So for today, you're just doing that Google form. So yesterday, you learned a little bit about how the structure of a molecule is very, very important. It doesn't just matter what kinds of elements you have and how many you have of each, but it matters really, 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 really a lot how they are arranged, right? So you learned the term isomers, and you learned that isomers are molecules that have the same number and type of elements, but they're built slightly differently, right? They're arranged and constructed differently, and that makes them different, okay? So in the quiz today, you're going to have to identify molecules that are isomers of each other. So try to count out how many of each atom there is, and see if your numbers and types match up. So try actually writing a molecular formula. If you have a piece of paper, if you want to type it in your computer, try writing a molecular formula for each structural formula and see what it gives you. See if they're the same. If they have the same molecular formula, they're isomers of each other. That's what we said. Okay, so thanks to everyone who shared about the things that they didn't expect to happen with the quarantine and missing school for the past 2 weeks. As always, I do read all the comments, and I appreciate everyone who shared. For those of you who shared seriously, I appreciate it. For those of you making jokes and everything, I laugh. It's a good time. It's a good place to kind of joke around and make jokes, but also make sure that you're not making anybody feel uncomfortable or making anybody feel like they can't actually share what they think and what they feel on this. So I definitely feel the fact that it didn't feel at all like spring break or much like a break at all. The world's definitely different and new and a little unknown right now. Sports, we talked about, our stops. A lot of businesses are shut down and everything's kind of grinding to a halt. But when things stop moving, it's our job to work together to pick up the pieces, put them back in place, and get everything running again. And right now we're doing that with school a little bit, right? Figuring out that we need to work together to kind of build a community again and try to get things moving and try to learn together and grow together a little bit. So for today's share of the day, I want to give you a chance to vent a little bit. So for this one, if you don't feel comfortable sharing it publicly, and I really mean this, I completely understand. So for you, feel free to just email me and I'll hear you out and make sure I read that. And if I can get a chance to respond to you, I will. So tell me this. What has been the hardest or the saddest part of the quarantine for you and everything that's happened to you or your family? So what have you really missed? What's really challenged you? Or who have you worried about the most in this time? I know that's a really vulnerable, challenging topic to talk about. It's really difficult to talk about the things that are tough for us right now and the things that we're going through. But I promise you that I am here to hear you out and to listen without judgment and with open ears. So if you are comfortable sharing, let me know what's been hard about this. Like I said, just send me an email if you want to. I'll hear you out and hopefully send you a reply at some point. So on that note, I hope you're able to share and we're able to talk and grow and move forward together. I'm really, really looking forward to tomorrow to seeing as many of you as I can, and I hope that some of you can make it so we can share some laughs and catch up a little bit tomorrow. So that's it for now. I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, and as always, let's go to 1, 2, 3. Clap on me.